Well, greetings and salutations, everyone. Welcome back, or for the very first time, to the Farts and Crap Show, where today I have a little bit of a rant for you guys about Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered Edition. Now, this game released earlier this year. It actually hasn't been all that long. I think it came out in July? Something like that. And a lot of people were mad. I mean, fans rejoiced that this game was being remastered and brought back to modern platforms. But it was in such a sorry state that people were just not okay with it. So Square Enix actually tried to make things right. I mean, they seem to be trying, and they seem to not be listening to the fans that are pissed, which seems so ass backwards. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, I'll go through the updates, which honestly I couldn't even find, like, straight from the source. Like, I checked Square Enix, I checked the update, like the patch notes, nothing. And like even on PS4 here, where we can typically check like update notes and stuff, yeah, they didn't specify. Like, the game is beautiful. But yeah, update history. This just came out today, December 17th, 2020. It says various quality of life improvements, various bug fixes. When they could just put the patch notes on there. But no, instead I had to find them on just a different website. Whatever. And also, speaking of which, that's like the number one thing that I want on the Switch. Is being able to check update history for software. And just to have all the patch notes for every version. That would be great. Please do that, Nintendo. But yeah, I mean, this is a pretty beefy update. So if you're familiar with the remaster, or you're not, if you're thinking about picking it up, definitely do. Maybe wait on it a little bit. But let's get into the good news first. So all platforms. Improvements to the storage function. I don't know if they state this later on in this article, but essentially there is a storage Moogle in every town now. So if you want to swap between your characters and you want to like give one of your weaker characters some high level stuff from one of your characters that, you know, is late game or even post game, you can do that without having to return to your hometown. So that's really convenient. I believe that's only between the characters on your file. I don't think you can actually give equipment and like stuff to other players, which, you know, the core reason why. I'll get to that at the ranty part at the end of the video. Improvements to the power of focus attacks for lilties. Oh, for Lilty Tribe weapons, Leviathan and Daybreak. Okay, just those two weapons. Timing adjustments being made to automatic timeout triggers when no input is made in multiplayer mode. That's pretty cool. Fixing a bug where the player's caravan automatically returns to the region where you played a dungeon in multiplayer mode. Additionally, fixing an issue with the Crystal Chalice element when trapped in a specific area. I never ran into that before, but cool. Fixing an issue where the boss's HP gauge cannot keep up at the speed at which it decreases. Now, I have ran into this tons of times. And so that's just really great. Fixing an issue when a guest enters a lobby at the same time the host leaves or is disconnected, and upon returning to the lobby and completing a dungeon, the original host's flags are overwritten to replicate the guest flags. Again, I don't think I ever ran into that either, but maybe that was one of the core issues with online multiplayer. So I don't know, that might be... I might have ran into that. Fixing an issue where controls would no longer respond after talking to Teal Doll inside a building in Alphateria? I definitely never ran into that. Fixing a bug so flags are reset if objects that spawn a question mark element hotspot have progressed from their default state prior to reaching year 5. Yeah, don't know about that one either. Fixing a bug where synchronization fails if a player joins a dungeon in which drops cannot be collected just as a boss is defeated. Yeah, don't think I ran into that either. Fixing a bug occurring during the boss battle when playing multiplayer in the Daemon's Court, where the saw is activated but does not hit monsters. I don't remember that at all. Other minor bug fixes. Okay. Yeah, those ones didn't seem to be very minor, but the following functions will also be updated / adjusted. All platforms. Addition of a function allowing the members of a party who have cleared a dungeon together to select an alternate dungeon to play through together on multiplayer mode. That is actually really cool, because I ran into that a lot. Because essentially once you form a party, it's for one dungeon, and you can either repeat that dungeon or disband the party. And if you want to go to other dungeons with the same people, you had to like form a lobby, join, like invite the people. It was this whole process for every single time. So now that you can do multiple without having to go through that lobby process, that's pretty great. It's a step in the right direction, let's just say that. Changes to loot selection on the results screen so that loot will now be randomly allocated if a selection is not made before the timer runs out. That's actually pretty great, because I did that a couple of times where I just was doing something else. I had to just put the controller down for a bit and just left it on the loot screen and just took the first thing, whatever my cursor was on by default. Now that it gives you a random one, if you really don't care or you just time out, that's better. That's good. Addition of a return to world map option when defeated by a dungeon boss. That's actually really helpful because unless you had a previous save, like before you went into the dungeon, I feel like you could get locked in a loop where you keep trying the same boss over and over and over again, and failing, which I actually just recently, like just now, realized that I had encountered, because I basically ran through a level just to get to the boss, because I thought, oh, the boss shouldn't be that tough, because sometimes the level is harder than the boss in this game, and I wanted the high level loot for my weaker character. Then yeah, I got in there and he kept wiping me every single time. And I was like, yeah, I could invite some randos, but I mean, the player base most of them have gone off to greener pastures now, and I really don't like playing with randos, honestly. Because between like lag, bad internet, can't speak today apparently. It's not that enjoyable. Especially since this is a game that's best enjoyed with friends, and again, or family, and again, can I get to the main gripe? This is all related, if you're taking notes. Addition of a storage Moogle in each town. Okay, they did mention it. That's really good. And specific to iOS and Android, improved reaction speed when picking up items inside dungeons. I don't know. So that's all of them. That's all the updates. And you know what people still want? Just the only thing that they want is shared progress. Essentially, local multiplayer, how the game originally was. For all the things that they added to the game that are great, they removed the core gameplay mode. Effectively. Pretty much. There's no local multiplayer. You can't connect multiple controllers to the same system or connect... Actually, I think there is local multiplayer on the Switch if you connect two Switches together. I'm not sure on that one. But again, there's no shared progress. You're joining somebody's game or they're joining your game, and only the host makes story progress. You keep your loot that you gain from the dungeon, but you don't gain myrrh, and it doesn't count towards your game. You can't have... Like, they kind of emulate it in a way. But, like... Here's the thing. Some elements are still there, right? So I can't access the main menu right now. So my uke... I pretty much played this game blind because I've never beaten it before. So when I played through the whole thing, I wasn't, like, looking things up on the internet for it. And one thing you can do in the game... That's not the right menu. It's so weird. Circle is main menu. For a Final Fantasy game, that's... No, I hit triangle every time. Now, if you set out, right? Here you can, like, pick your character. And I believe in the original you can pick your party. Like, if you have multiple controllers connected, you can pick which controller is controlling which character. And you can have up to 8, which is fantastic, because you could have up to 4 simultaneous, right? So essentially each person could have 2 characters. And like you can play by yourself, but like they're all in this together. You all live in the same town canonically. But your progress is not shared unless it's on the same file like it is right now playing single player. So let's say so if it's in console mode, right? You just connect more controllers and you play together. You share loot, you share progress. That's how the original was. Except you had to connect Game Boy Advances through the GameCube, Game Boy Advance link cable thing, and then you all had to share a screen anyway. That's the whole point of the Crystal Chalice, so you kind of have to carouse you together. And it was a good solution to a very real problem at the time. But now we have like, you know, like it's on the Switch, it's on iOS and Android. You can do like an ad hoc multiplayer, like connect systems together with the game, so each person has their own screen, but they could still play essentially on a shared file. You know? Like you could share progress if you wanted to. Like you grab a murder drop and it counts for both players, right? And you essentially stay in each other's game, right? Stay in the same caravan. They travel around. And you could just have like a leader. It doesn't matter, right? Have a quick little system in place where you can like agree on things or whatever. Or you can hop out at any time. Like still have the host thing, but like through the game, like in the post game, it doesn't matter as much, the whole progress thing. But in the beginning, it very much does. And beginning, I mean like the first couple years of the game. Like it's an unreasonable amount of stuff. And if you want to play with 4 people, essentially you have to play through the game 4 times. And then again, why would you have to deal with like internet connections, multiple copies of the game, all this other crap? The fans want local multiplayer. Either connecting switches together through local Wi-Fi, essentially not even Wi-Fi, just ad hoc systems connected to each other. So each person has their own screen, which again doesn't matter because you still basically have to share the same screen. That's how the game is set up. And the Switch is a console too. You can just connect multiple controllers and play one game with multiple players. Go figure. How the game was originally designed. And for whatever reason, that was removed. And if they just did it like this, like you could still have your online. Doesn't matter. It's like join somebody's game. Not for one dungeon, but for the game itself. Like you still travel around in a caravan anyway, which is implied to be full of people from your hometown, characters that live there, and all this other stuff. It doesn't matter. You do it the same way, right? So set out where you have your characters as like, yeah, locally, if you were just connecting more controllers, you could pick multiple characters. But set out together, essentially you have your character, then people can bring in their character, and you just share progress. Like you're both making equal amounts of progress in like your individual save files. It could literally be that easy. Like you both just get myrrh in your games. The scene plays out anyway. It's the same thing. The same exact thing. Or if they didn't want to mess with all that, you could just select it on the title screen. Like, do you want to play locally? Or do you want to play online? Like so many other video games do. On the title screen, games with shared progress. It's not that hard to figure out. Like, and I know, like, Square has done this. Like, they don't have as many games with those sort of features and blah blah, especially now in the online age. But it's Square Enix. They have to know. They have to know that people want local multiplayer. And yes, I think they kind of expected in this year, this mad time of 2020, that people would be fine with only online multiplayer. But it's like, we're at home, guys. Lots of people are spending 2020 with their partners, their families, their siblings, pets. Like, it's, if we can improve that time of togetherness, like, this is the perfect casual game. Like, it's a perfect game for people that don't usually play video games. It's incredibly straightforward and simple and enjoyable, but also deep enough for people that are gamers and play lots of games. Myself included. I love this game. I do not get bored by its simplicity. By the end of it, yeah, I was done, and like the repetitiveness of it without playing with friends. Yeah, of course. Of course, but like I'm a streamer too. I couldn't drum up enough interest in this game just like among people in my Discord, you know? Or just like viewers and stuff. I'm like, hey, let's play Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. And they're like, oh, I'm playing other stuff, blah, blah, blah. And it's because of how they set this up. It's exactly why. If I could start a file. Just shared progress. Local multiplayer. Play the whole thing with some people that don't usually play video games. With a friend, with a loved one, and like with a couple. With like a group of friends. Like, it's a blast. But most people are playing this version of the game, or on the Switch or whatever, with randos. Just random people to help them with like some of the harder things in the game. But that's supposed to be the payoff as you go each step of the way. Like, because the strength that your one character possesses is often not going to be enough. Especially for the challenges in the post-game. Like, you need to work as a team. And it's like very much a like together we are stronger kind of message that I got from this game. I thought, man, what a beautiful thing for 2020. And this is how they did multiplayer. I'm so disappointed, and I really hope, part of me believes that Square Enix will add it back in. Because they're doing it. They're doing regular updates. They've said before, and I wish I had the article pulled up, but the team has said before that they know it's not what people were expecting. Essentially, that's the TLDR of it. And they're working on updates to make it what it should be. And all over the web, I've seen it, the same criticism 1,000 times. Bring back local multiplayer. Yeah. I totally agree. So, anyway, just had to make a video on this. And also, I don't think I even said what version number this is. I showed it earlier. But it's 1.03. So, literally the third update. So, kind of taking their time, but I imagine the team in charge of this game, the developers, is probably pretty small. And I'm sure they have another thing they're working on right now. But yeah. Yeah. I love this game. It's just at this point, and here's where it affects the gameplay, right? My other character, my main character, because I played through the game with one character. I'll give you a quick guess as to who it was out of these 4. Yeah. She can wreck dungeons by herself. Not the hard stuff, because let me tell you, there are some stupid hard dungeons in this game, like the optional ones. It doesn't even show you on the screen. I don't know why I went there, because again, navigating this game is kind of counterintuitive with how they set things up. I think I have to go into Set Out Together to actually see what difficulty the other ones are, and there's rocks or something. I've never been clear. 3 dots under each thing. So these are the standard ones, 2, 3. You know, pretty tough, not impossible. And then there's the optional ones. 6, 4, 5, Oblivion Village was way too hard. Way too hard. Impossibly hard. And that doesn't even show the other ones that are also available to me, but not others for whatever freaking reason. I don't know. It's so strange. So strange to me that there's nowhere in this game. Sometimes when you boot it up, it'll say, hey, here's some news about the game. I'm like, oh, cool. But yeah, Like, I had to, like, I saw it in my notifications, right, on my PS4. Again, a feature I would love on the Switch. That, yeah, just a couple hours ago there was an update file, and I was like, whoa. So they're actually doing it. Cool. And there are more planned. There are more planned, and like I don't really care about the bugs because for the most part this is a really solid game. Like I've never found a bug that was like noticeable. Like, and I put like 40 hours into this game. I would love to put more in, but yeah, I mean, local multiplayer, guys. Come on. Come on. Not just local, but like shared progress. Like if we're talking about like online or whatever, blah blah. They did the cross-platform. That was the most notable thing about this game. Cross-platform across PS4, Switch, iOS, Android. All four could play together. That's really impressive. Like I don't know any other games where you can do that. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this rant, guys. I didn't want to like rant for too long. Um so I really had to focus it up and be like, okay, I'm gonna talk about the facts real quick, then go into like what people want and why they should really wait on some of these, bug fixes and quality of life and stuff. I'm gonna feature local multiplayer, then patch it out because that's a big thing that people want and are not getting this version. And that's the whole point of playing the game. So, yeah, a lot of people are just waiting to buy this game for that. So, like, it's kind of pointless to, like, try to fix all the bugs and then add in a whole new feature. So, that's where my skepticism comes in. I don't think they're going to ever add in the local multiplayer, which is really sad. Really, really, really sad. But I hope they do. I really hope they do. Because this game is timeless. It's 20. Almost 20 years old. 17? 2003? 2004? Something like that. And it's, for the most part, it's aged beautifully. Like, you can still play the original on the GameCube, or, you know, on something else. It's the original is like solid, incredibly solid, and people really just wanted that with like online multiplayer added as like an additional option that literally they should have added to the title screen as an optional mode. It's not what people wanted. They just wanted to play the original on modern platforms with a little bit better graphics. Maybe some new stuff. But yeah. Yeah. It's disappointing, but anyway, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Did you guys play the original? Did you play this version? What did you think about either? If you played them, like just your thoughts. Your thoughts on Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, whether it's even this game or one of the DS ones, or even the Wii one that I forget exists sometimes. Um, yeah, and I guess that's it. So have a beautiful day. Thanks for stopping by and listening to my rant and the update stuff. Oh yeah, another one to put in the comments. What do you guys want to see in future updates? Aside from just actually no, not aside from whatever. What do you guys want to see in future updates? That's what I want to see in the comments. So, yeah, that's all I wanted to say. So have a beautiful day. Until next time, take care and have a beautiful 2021. I really hope you all do. Ta ta for now.